in our reading, I think my things were kind of crazy online, so I wanted to be sure you understood. You should have been reading Fanny Crosby and taking a quiz, and then you should be reading The Mole Fingers and taking a quiz. Okay, so this is a new story, a new reading assignment, and I'm going to start reading The Song of the Happy People. And we've read part of this in class already, so you'll kind of remember that. Clinkety clank, clickety clank, clinkety clank. Wow, I can't say that. Let me try again. Clinkety clank, clinkety clank. There we go. The baker's new pans went clinkety clank. Tippity tap, the shoemaker's hammer went tippity tap. Swooshy, swooshity, swoosh, swooshity, swoosh. The weaver's long reeds went swooshity, swoosh. All the people in town were busy making music as they worked. Everyone except Mr. McDougall. He was much too old to work. Every day he sat on his porch and patted his bony knee in time to the clank of the baker's new pans, the tap of the shoemaker's hammer, and the swoosh of the weaver's long reeds. He never missed a beat. Okay, so it's the Song of the Happy People. Now, when it says all the people in the town were busy making music, they don't mean music like, guitars and pianos and that kind of thing. They don't even mean like songs. They're meaning like noises. And kind of like a noise is sometimes a music, okay? Kind of like music to your ears to know that, like music to my ears is when I hear pencils on your paper and you're erasing, and that's music to my ears because I know that you're working. Not that you're humming, not that you're playing your guitar, but you're working, and I could hear that little scratch of the pencil on the paper, and I know all things are good because you're doing your job. Well, that's how people in the village were. They're all doing their job, and Mr. McDougall liked it. On page 280, he would say, leaning back in his old chair, the song of happy people at work is a good sound. Then one day, a stranger crept into town. His dark suit blended in well with the shadows. Only Mr. McDougall saw him creeping down Main Street, glancing this way and that. That man is up to no good, Mr. McDougall said to himself. He need not think that he will get into my house. The stranger pushed open the door to the baker's shop, letting the clinkety clank of the baker's pans float down the street. Good morning, stranger, said the baker, clapping his hands together till a cloud of flour choked him. What good is it? The stranger grumbled. It's too chilly outside. Your rolls might not rise on a day like this. The banker scratched his nose. Then he sat down on a stool. Man, what will I do if my rolls don't rise? He wailed. Come up to my shop till the air is just right. Close up my shop until the air is just right. That's what the stranger said. Then he slipped out the door, and the baker followed him, locking the door as he went. Mr. McDougall had it right. This man, I think, is up to no good. All right? What kind of gives that away? I don't know if you've ever noticed in the old cowboy movies, like old Roy Rogers movies, the bad guys are always in black, and the white guys are always, the guys that are in white are always the heroes of the story. Lots of times, evil is pictured as being dark, and this guy kind of blended in with the shadows. Okay, so you kind of get the idea, like Mr. McDougall, that this guy, that he was not Mr. Sunshine. He was Mr. Gloom and Doom. All right. Haven't we had a lot of gloom and doom these last 10 weeks? Yes. More gloom and doom than maybe you've had in your entire life. There have been so many sad things that have happened. And across America, people losing their jobs and people being sick and people dying and people scared because they don't know where the coronavirus will be next, and shops having to close up, and people not having enough money to pay bills, and it's just been so incredibly sad. Mr. Whatever his name is, Mr. Scary Man here, the stranger, he didn't like it. He likes all that scary stuff. But I don't like it. How do you feel about it? No, it's scary, isn't it? Yes. So He's already gone into the baker shop. He's messed the baker up because he says, well, man, it's so cold outside. How your roll's going to rise? So then he tells the guy, go ahead and close up your shop. Hey, that sounds like some of the news we've been getting. Go ahead and close up your shop. You can't be in here anyway. Everyone's going to get sick. And I'm not saying anything against our governor or our president, because some things had to be done. But I'm saying that there were some sad times in all of that. And you're going to live in your lifetime to read about all the things that should have happened, things that we didn't know, things that were, things that took place that we thought were the right things and turned out they were the wrong things. But when you're walking through it, nobody knows. And so you have to walk with what you can see. And so Mr. Gloom and Doom has walked in right into their village and has already discouraged Mr. Baker. Now, go ahead and continue reading the story and see if it has a happy ending or if it has a sad ending. Okay? I'm not going to give you a test today, okay? So your two tests should be Fanny Crosby and Mr. the Molefingers. But I will give you a test, and it probably will be on Monday. I'll have a test ready for you on Monday, okay? Okay, enjoy the story. Bye-bye.